John Miller looked at his watch. It was exactly 8 in the evening. Every night without fail, this was the moment he poured himself a glass of whiskey and sat down in the leather chair facing the fireplace. He had followed this ritual for 10 years. 10 years of silence, 10 years of freedom, and 10 years since his wife, Anna, disappeared from his life forever. The house was large, modern, and expensive, located in a quiet suburb of Portland. From the outside, it looked perfect. Inside, it felt empty. After Anna vanished, John sold their old apartment and bought this house. A fresh start, he told everyone. A new life. No memories, no guilt, no reminders. No reminders of the night Anna told him she wanted a divorce. No reminders of how his hands had clenched around her throat. The police searched for her for over a year. They found nothing. No body, no witnesses, no proof. The case was closed. Almost. Detective Tom Brown never stopped suspecting John, but suspicion wasn't enough, and without evidence, the law could do nothing. John had won. He took a slow sip of whiskey and closed his eyes, enjoying the warmth in his chest. His business was thriving. He was respected, trusted, admired. No one knew the truth. The doorbell rang. John opened his eyes abruptly. His heart skipped a beat. No one ever visited without calling first. Annoyed, he stood up, walked to the door, and opened it without checking the peephole. The world stopped. Anna stood on the doorstep, alive. His wife, the woman he had killed 10 years ago. The blood drained from John's face. His legs weakened. A sharp ringing filled his ears. "Hi, John," she said calmly. "What took you so long?" Her voice, the same voice that haunted his nightmares. She looked exactly as she did the night she died. The same hair, the same eyes, the same familiar mole near her lips. Only now there were faint wrinkles, gray strands, proof of time passing. "This isn't real," John whispered. "Can I come in?" Anna asked. "It's cold outside." She walked past him before he could answer. She hung her coat on the rack. "You redecorated," she said, glancing around. "It looks nice." John stood frozen. "You're dead," he said finally. "I buried you." Anna laughed softly. "What are you talking about?" she asked. "You drove me to the doctor this morning." She walked into the kitchen like she belonged there. She knew where everything was. The cups, the sugar, the kettle. 2 spoonfuls, stir clockwise. John's stomach twisted. "How is this possible?" he whispered. "It's 2015, Anna replied calmly. "You're not well." John showed her his laptop, the date, the year. She looked at him with concern. "You need help," she said softly. That night, exhausted and shaking, John collapsed into bed beside her. He slept. When he woke, she was gone. Relief washed over him until he heard footsteps downstairs. Anna was making breakfast. Day after day she stayed. She cooked, she cleaned, she smiled. But something was wrong. She vanished whenever someone else was near. Photographs showed her one moment and nothing the next. Reality itself bent around her. John stopped sleeping. Then one evening, the doorbell rang again. Detective Tom Brown stood outside. "Old cases don't stay buried forever," he said. When John turned to show Anna, she was gone. That night, she returned.
"You're afraid," Anna said softly. John finally broke. "I remember everything," he whispered. Anna's smile disappeared. "I know," she said. "You buried my body, but you never buried the truth." The next morning, smoke rose from John Miller's house. Firefighters found him dead in his chair. No struggle, no intruder. Above the fireplace, carved into the wall, were 2 words: "I'm home." The case was closed, and Detective Tom Brown slept peacefully for the first time in 10 years.
As soon as the detective stepped outside and the door closed behind him, John's legs finally gave out. He leaned against the wall, struggling to stay upright, his chest rising and falling as he tried to slow his breathing. "Is he gone?" John flinched. Anna stood halfway down the staircase, watching him closely. "Where were you?" he asked, his voice unsteady. "Upstairs," she replied calmly. "I heard the doorbell. I thought it would be better if I stayed out of sight." "Why?" John asked. She descended the last step and stopped in front of him. Her expression hardened slightly. "Because something isn't right," she said. "You keep saying I'm dead, and now the police show up?" She looked straight into his eyes. "What's really going on, John?" He looked away. "Nothing. It was just a routine visit." "Are you sure?" she asked quietly, because it felt like I was the one he was looking for. John had no answer. His mind raced in circles. If she truly was Anna, how could she be alive? And if she wasn't, then who was she? And how did she know everything? "I'm exhausted," he muttered. "Let's just go to bed." Anna nodded, but the worry never left her eyes. That night, John couldn't sleep. He lay beside her, listening to her steady breathing, trying to separate reality from madness. He knew what he had done. He remembered it clearly. And yet here she was, warm, alive, breathing next to him. Careful not to wake her, he slipped out of bed and went to his study. He turned on the computer and opened a hidden folder he hadn't touched in years. Photographs filled the screen. Anna, before everything ended. He studied the images carefully, then compared them to the woman sleeping upstairs. The same eyes, the same face, even the tiny mark on her neck. A perfect match. Or was this the original all along? What if he had never killed her? What if it had all been some twisted illusion born from guilt and rage? No. He remembered the grave, the dirt, the silence. Shaking, he closed the folder and opened his phone. The recent photos were still there, clear, detailed, normal. But he remembered the blurs. He remembered the emptiness. To be sure, he took a photo of the computer screen, emailed it to himself, and deleted it from his phone. In the morning, he would know. When John woke, the smell of food filled the air. Anna was already in the kitchen. "You look better. Sleep helped, didn't it?" He didn't respond. He sat down and opened his email. The message was there. He tapped the attachment. The image loaded, and his blood ran cold. The photo was nothing but a distorted blur. John stared at the screen, his hands trembling. "Something wrong?" Anna asked, placing a plate in front of him. "No," he said quickly, putting the phone away. "Everything's fine." She sat across from him, studying his face. "John," she said gently, "we need to talk about yesterday." He swallowed. "About what?" "You called me your girlfriend, not your wife. Why?" His appetite vanished. He pushed the plate aside. "I didn't want you dragged into anything," he said finally.
Into what? She pressed. Why are the police interested in me? Before he could answer, the doorbell rang. John exhaled in relief. I'll get it. A courier stood outside with a small package. John signed for it, barely paying attention. When he returned to the kitchen, Anna was gone. Anna? He called. No answer. He searched the house. Nothing. She had vanished the moment another person appeared. Sitting on the couch, the unopened package in his hands, John realized the truth. This wasn't normal. Real people didn't disappear like ghosts. He pulled out his phone and began recording. My name is John Miller. Today is March 29th, 2025. 3 days ago, a woman appeared at my door claiming to be my wife, Anna. That's impossible. My wife died 10 years ago. I don't know who this woman is, but she knows things only Anna could know. I'm recording this to prove I'm not insane. If something happens to me, it's because of her. He saved the video, emailed it to himself, and backed it up on his computer. What he didn't know was that someone was watching. Hidden in a secret attic room, a woman stared at the screen, smiling. Kate. She had installed cameras weeks ago. She had planned everything, and even alone, she wore Anna's smile. You're unraveling, John, she whispered. Opening a remote access program, she found the video file and edited it, blurring the image, distorting the sound, then uploaded it back. For 10 years, Kate had prepared for this moment. She had learned technology, manipulation, patience, all for one reason: justice. On the 7th day, John realized he was losing his grip on reality. Every recording deteriorated, every proof vanished. That morning, Anna brought him coffee. I've been having nightmares, he asked. About what? About graves, she replied. About people who think they can bury the past. John froze. Later that day, she mentioned the cemetery. That evening, John drove to the vacant lot. The grave was untouched. The body was still there. So who was the woman in his house? When he returned home, the house was dark. Relief washed over him, until a voice spoke behind him. Been visiting my grave, John? She stepped into the light. I know everything, she said calmly. Who are you? He whispered. She smiled. I'm the truth. Then she said a name. Kate. The illusion shattered. She confessed everything. The surgeries, the recordings, the plan. And when John finally broke, his confession echoed through the room. Captured. Permanent.
John pushed his chair back and stood up slowly. His fists clenched so tight that his knuckles turned white. A dark anger rose inside him. This had gone on long enough. You're not getting anything out of this, he snapped. You don't have proof, no records, no evidence. He pointed at her. It's still your word against mine. The woman smiled, but it wasn't Anna's smile. It carried something sharper, colder. You're wrong, she said quietly. I have a witness. Before John could react, the living room door opened behind him. Heavy footsteps entered the room. John turned and felt the floor disappear beneath his feet. Detective Tom Brown stood in the doorway. His expression was calm, but there was no kindness in his eyes. Good evening, Mr. Miller, he said. It looks like we finally have what we've been waiting for. John's gaze shifted between the detective and the woman he had believed was his dead wife. Realization struck him like a blow. You planned this, he whispered. All of it. The detective stepped inside. Not from the beginning, Brown said evenly. She came to me recently,
told me everything, and I wasn't about to stop her. John's legs gave out. He collapsed back into the chair, cornered, trapped. "What happens now?" he muttered. She stepped forward. Now her voice was steady, controlled. "Now you tell the truth, the whole truth about what you did to Anna." She leaned closer. "Or we keep going. I can disappear, I can come back, I can destroy what little sanity you have left, for months, for years." John looked at her closely. She had Anna's face, but the eyes belonged to someone else, someone broken, someone burning with rage. And strangely, John felt relief. Maybe this was the end. Maybe it was time. "I killed her," he said softly. "Say it again," she demanded, clearly. "I killed Anna," John said louder. His shoulders sagged. "We argued. She said she was leaving me. She said she was filing for divorce." His voice cracked. "I couldn't accept it. I grabbed her. I squeezed her throat until she stopped fighting." Tears ran freely now. "I wrapped her body, drove out of town, buried her in an empty lot near an old oak tree." Silence filled the room. The woman stood frozen. Tears streamed down her face, but she didn't wipe them away. She turned slowly toward the detective. "Did you hear that?" Brown nodded, already pulling out his cuffs. "Every word." He stepped forward. "John Miller, you are under arrest for the murder of Anna Miller." Brown began reading his rights, but John barely heard him. His eyes were fixed on her, the woman who had given up her face, her name, her life. "Was it worth it?" John asked quietly. "All those years, the surgeries, the pain?" She studied him for a long moment. "I don't know," she answered honestly, "but Anna deserved justice." Brown led John toward the door. As it closed behind them, she was left alone in the living room. 10 years of preparation, 10 years of transformation, 10 years of obsession, all finished in a single night. She walked to the mirror, stared at the reflection, a face that no longer belonged to her, the face of the woman whose death had haunted her every waking moment. What does an avenger become when vengeance is complete? She touched her cheek. Beneath the flawless skin were scars, rebuilt bones, silent reminders of everything she had sacrificed. "I avenged you, but I lost myself." She removed the locket from her neck, the picture of young Anna inside. She placed it gently on the table. Justice had been served, but there was no peace. A thought crossed her mind. Slowly, she returned to the mirror, stared again, and understood. This face was her future, the only future left. The next morning, she walked into the police station. Detective Brown was waiting. When she sat across from him, he studied her carefully. "So," he said, "what happens now?" She answered without hesitation. "Anna Miller wants her identity restored." He leaned back. "She was reported missing, not dead," he said slowly. She nodded. "My name is Anna Miller. Kate Wilson disappeared on a highway last week." She met his gaze, and I came home. They stared at each other for a long moment. "Are you certain?" asked Brown. "Absolutely." She had given up everything for justice. "Now," she said calmly, "it's my turn to live." The detective sighed, then slid a form across the desk. "Welcome home," he said quietly. The mask was no longer a disguise. It had become the face, the identity, the truth. And perhaps that was the only way a ghost could finally rest.